Hey guys, today I'm going to give you guys some tips on backpacking in below freezing weather. The first one happens to with your nice comfortable puffy. You might be tempted to wear it because it's so cold outside, but you're going to be damaging it with the straps rubbing up against it and compressing it. And on top of that, you can't ventilate it, and in no time it's going to be super wet, and that'll reduce its effectiveness for the rest of your trip. If you're going to be traveling in wet weather, you want to make sure that you have your shell as part of your clothing system. When it comes to these shells, although they are breathable, they can never really stay ahead of the game, so you have to ventilate nice and early. Some options for ventilation: you have some that ventilate through the pockets with a mesh insert and through the side zippers, but ideally they will have a pit zip, which allows for the best amount of ventilation in your arms to make sure you don't get sweaty. If the weather is supposed to stay cold and dry, you can go without that shell. The best option is to go a layering system like this fleece and this undershirt. This fleece is particularly good because of the zippers it has for ventilation. For example, when you start getting warm, you can open up here at the chest and you can open up at the pit. That allows good ventilation and you won't get sweaty. And that can delay you having to stop and take off a layer. When it comes to these water bottles, they tend to freeze really easily, especially at the top, and then you can't open them. One way to delay this, at least for milder weather, is to place them upside down in your holder like this. To several degrees below freezing, it's going to delay it for several hours. Another option is to use one of these insulated bottle holders, and that'll prevent your bottle from freezing for several hours. My favorite option is something like this ultralight thermos, GSI Microlight. It's 1 liter, the same capacity as this, and it only weighs 3 ounces more. But this will keep stuff warm all day and night, and it'll prevent water from freezing if you're just using it as a water bottle. The added bonus is you make yourself something like a soup or a hot chocolate before bed. If you wake up cold, you can have it in the middle of the night, or you can have it in the morning before even leaving your sleeping bag. In very cold weather, you probably don't want to have yourself a bladder, but you can definitely go a couple degrees below freezing and still be able to use it. The trick is that once you're done drinking, you just blow into it a little bit until you can hear the bubbles go in the back, and just do that. That'll clear this whole line of any type of water. And then when you go to take a drink, even up to an hour later, the water will be able to flow back through it and will defrost any type of little residue that you had in here. Whatever method you use to store your water, you want to make sure you keep drinking regularly throughout the day. When it's cold outside, we tend not to drink a lot of water and we get dehydrated because with the activity, we're still sweating a lot. Using your electronic devices in very cold weather is really hard on them. They discharge a lot faster, and you'd think that just by warming them up, they would come up again, but they don't. And it's really just not good for the battery. The best place to store them while you're walking around is in the media pocket. That's right here. All right, that'll keep it warm enough, and so you just pull it out to do whatever use you need to do, and then put it right back in. That way your battery will last a lot longer. All right, up next we got a tip that's handy for backpacking in cold weather, but just in any backpacking. So before you get started with your day, take a picture of your map section that you'll be going for the first part. Then set it as a background and save it. Now, if you're using electronic maps on your phone already, just do a screen capture. It works the same way. So set it as a wallpaper and save. Now, it's part of your background, so you don't even need to unlock your phone. You just pull it out of that nice warm pocket, touch it, look where you need to go, and then shove it back in your pocket. Barely uses any battery at all, and you won't be fumbling with a map or fumbling to unlock your phone with your gloves on. While you're at it, why don't you put your phone in airplane mode? It uses a lot of extra battery trying to get a signal from the towers when there's barely any signal out there. You don't really need those notifications anyways, and your GPS will continue to work perfectly fine. Then, if you do need to communicate with the outside world, just turn it on and then turn it back off when you're done. I hope those tips were helpful. some of the best backpacking happens in this colder weather. See you guys on the trail.